Imagine, if you will, a world swallowed by the sea, a civilization so advanced, so magnificent, that its very memory echoes through the ages, a whisper on the wind. This is the allure of Atlantis, a name that conjures images of shimmering cities beneath the waves, of temples crafted from gleaming crystals, and of a people who lived in harmony with the ocean's embrace. The story first surfaced through the writings of Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher, who described Atlantis in his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. He painted a picture of an island empire, powerful and prosperous, its citizens possessing knowledge and technology far beyond their contemporaries. It was a utopia, a shining beacon of civilization, until its hubris, its unchecked ambition, led to its downfall. The earth trembled, the sea roared, and Atlantis, with all its wonders, vanished beneath the waves, leaving behind only the faintest traces of its existence. But even in its absence, Atlantis captivated the imagination. For centuries, explorers and scholars have searched for clues, piecing together fragments of a story that may or may not be entirely true. Was Atlantis a real place? A metaphor for a powerful empire's decline? Or perhaps a fanciful tale, a creation of Plato's vivid mind, meant to illustrate a moral lesson? The questions remain, unanswered yet compelling, drawing us into a world of mystery and wonder. The very uncertainty of it all fuels the legend, making Atlantis a timeless enigma, a puzzle we continue to unravel in our dreams. Each retelling adds a layer of intrigue, a gentle ripple on the surface of this enduring aquatic mystery. The search for Atlantis continues, not just in the depths of the ocean, but also in the recesses of our own hearts, where the echoes of this lost civilization still resonate. Let this gentle narrative lull you into a peaceful slumber as you drift away on the currents of this ancient, captivating tale. Now, drift away with us to ancient Greece, to the mind of Plato. Imagine yourself nestled amongst the olive groves, the scent of warm earth and sun-baked stone filling the air. In his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias, Plato spins a tale, a fascinating myth of a powerful island civilization, Atlantis. Picture this island, far out in the ocean, a land of unimaginable wealth and beauty. Atlantis, according to Plato, possessed a society far beyond its time. Its people lived in harmony, their cities marvels of architecture and engineering. Grand canals crisscrossed the island, linking magnificent temples and palaces. They harnessed the power of nature, understanding the rhythms of the earth and sea. Their governance was just, their citizens prosperous. They were skilled in the arts, their artisans creating breathtaking works of beauty. Knowledge flourished, and wisdom guided their decisions. But within this utopian vision lies a darker undercurrent. The Atlanteans, in their pursuit of power, became consumed by ambition. Their great strength and advanced technology ultimately led to their downfall. Their relentless expansion, their desire to conquer, brought them into conflict with Athens, a conflict that ultimately sealed their fate. The earth trembled, the sea raged, and Atlantis, this magnificent civilization, was swallowed by the waves. Only fragments of its story remain, whispers in the annals of history, a cautionary tale etched into the fabric of Plato's philosophy. Let the image of this lost civilization fade gently into your thoughts as you drift off to sleep. The ocean's quiet rhythm, the gentle lapping of waves against the shore, these sounds remind us of the impermanence of all things, a gentle truth to hold on to as you slumber. Imagine, if you will, a land bathed in the warm glow of an eternal sun. This is Atlantis, as Plato described it, a jewel shimmering in the heart of the ocean. Picture vast concentric rings of land, each more magnificent than the last, circling a central island. Canals, wide and calm, like liquid ribbons of silver, flow between these rings, their waters reflecting the brilliant sky above. Bridges of polished white stone, gracefully arched, span these waterways, connecting the different sections of this incredible city. The architecture is breathtaking. Towers rise towards the heavens, their surfaces smooth and gleaming, crafted from a material unknown to us today, perhaps a crystalline rock or some other shimmering substance. Temples, grand and serene, are adorned with intricate carvings and statues, depicting scenes of life, nature, and perhaps even the gods themselves. The very stones seem to hum with a quiet power, a testament to the skill and artistry of the Atlanteans. Beyond the city's walls, nature reveals its own splendor. Lush, green landscapes stretch as far as the eye can see, filled with exotic flowers and fruit trees laden with ripe, juicy bounty. Crystal-clear springs gush forth from the earth, their waters feeding into the canals and nourishing the land. The air is warm and fragrant, filled with the sweet perfume of blooming flowers and the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. Mountains, majestic and serene, rise in the distance, their peaks shrouded in a soft, ethereal mist. The beaches, stretching for miles along the coastline, are composed of the finest white sand, warmed by the sun and inviting to weary feet. The ocean surrounding Atlantis is a vibrant turquoise, teeming with life. Schools of brightly colored fish dart through the coral reefs, while playful dolphins leap and frolic in the waves. The sunsets are legendary, painting the sky in a kaleidoscope of vibrant colors, oranges, pinks, purples, and golds, before finally fading into the deep, tranquil blue of the night. It was a paradise, a place of unparalleled beauty and harmony, a utopia lost to the waves, but forever present in our dreams. Let the image of this island paradise soothe you as you drift off to sleep. Now, picture the island of Atlantis, not just as a jewel of a civilization, but as a formidable power. Its navy, a majestic sight, sailed the seas on ships larger and more advanced than any other known at the time. Imagine the gleaming white hulls cutting through the waves, the rhythmic splash of oars, and the disciplined rows of sailors working in perfect unison. These were not merely vessels of trade, they were instruments of war, their prows adorned with fearsome figures, a warning to all who dared oppose them. Atlantis's empire grew, its influence stretching across the known world. One day, their gaze fell upon Athens, a vibrant city-state known for its intellectual prowess and democratic ideals. The Atlanteans, with their superior military strength, saw Athens as a prize to be claimed. The conquest was swift and decisive, their powerful navy easily overcoming the Athenian fleet. Athens, once proud and independent, fell under the shadow of the Atlantean Empire. But the victory was short-lived. The conquered cities, simmering with resentment, began to whisper of rebellion, their defiance growing stronger with each passing year. The unity that had brought Atlantis such power began to fray. A coalition formed, a diverse alliance of nations tired of Atlantean dominance. The war that followed was a clash of titans, a conflict that shook the very foundations of the known world. Waves of ships met in epic naval battles, the sounds of clashing bronze and desperate cries echoing across the waves. Land battles raged, the earth stained red with the blood of countless warriors. Slowly, relentlessly, the tide turned against Atlantis. The once invincible navy was weakened, its ships sunk, its sailors slain. The empire, once seemingly invincible, crumbled under the weight of its own ambition and the relentless pressure of its enemies. The final battle, a ferocious struggle, ended with the island itself sinking beneath the waves, a testament to the fleeting nature of power and a somber reminder of the price of unchecked ambition. And so, the legend of Atlantis, its glory and its fall, faded into the whispers of history. Let the gentle rhythm of these words lull you into a peaceful slumber. Now, let's drift gently towards the story's conclusion, a time of immense upheaval known as the Great Cataclysm. Imagine, if you will, the peaceful island life we've been sharing suddenly disrupted. The earth begins to tremble, a low hum growing into a shudder that runs through the very foundations of the land. Houses crack, and the familiar landscape begins to shift and groan. It wasn't a gradual change, not a slow erosion of the shore, but a violent, sudden shaking. The ground itself seemed to rebel, twisting and turning beneath the feet of the islanders. Then came the water, a relentless surge from the depths. The sea, usually a gentle companion, now roared with a terrifying fury. Giant waves, taller than any mountain they knew, crashed against the shores, tearing away buildings and swallowing whole villages in their foamy embrace. The once clear waters churned with silt and debris, a swirling vortex of destruction. The sounds were deafening, the screams of people, the thunderous roar of the waves, and the groaning of the earth itself, all blending into a symphony of chaos. As the earth continued to quake, fissures opened in the land, swallowing homes and fields. Water poured from these gaping wounds, further inundating the already ravaged island. The fertile lands, once a source of life and prosperity, became submerged, sinking beneath the relentless waves. The island, once a haven of peace and abundance, was slowly but surely being consumed. Picture the desperate islanders clinging to whatever they could find as the land around them disappeared beneath the rising tide. The once proud peaks of the island, now mere islets surrounded by the angry sea, stood as silent witnesses to this catastrophic end. The memory of this cataclysm, a powerful earthquake and flood that swallowed the island whole, became a legend passed down through generations, a solemn reminder of nature's awesome and unpredictable power. And as we gently drift off to sleep, let us remember that even in destruction, there is a certain quiet majesty in the face of such overwhelming forces. Now, as the embers of the fire gently die down, let's consider Plato's account of Atlantis. Was it a real place swallowed by the sea, or something else entirely? Many have pondered this question over the centuries. Some believe it was a purely philosophical allegory, a story invented to illustrate Plato's ideas about ideal societies and their potential downfall. Think of it like a cautionary tale, a symbolic representation of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of justice. In this reading, Atlantis isn't a literal island, but a metaphor for a powerful, corrupt empire. Its destruction represents the inevitable consequences of ignoring wisdom and virtue. Others, however, cling to the possibility of a historical basis. They point to the detailed descriptions in Plato's texts, the concentric rings of the city, the advanced technology, the mighty navy. These details, they argue, suggest more than just a fanciful invention. Perhaps Plato had access to ancient records, perhaps even oral traditions passed down through generations, accounts of a powerful civilization lost to time. They search for geological evidence, for submerged ruins that might corroborate his story. The search continues to this day, a testament to the enduring mystery of Atlantis. Perhaps it lies beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered, a silent city holding secrets from a forgotten age. But is it necessary to choose between fact and fiction? Perhaps the beauty of Plato's story lies in its ambiguity, its ability to resonate on multiple levels. It's a story that invites us to question our own understanding of history, of power, and of the enduring human capacity for both great achievement and catastrophic failure. It whispers to us of civilizations risen and fallen, of empires swallowed by the sea, not just literally, but perhaps figuratively too, their memories fading, their achievements becoming legends, their wisdom a faint echo in the wind. So, as you drift off to sleep, let the mystery of Atlantis linger in your mind, a gentle puzzle to contemplate in your dreams. Let its story be a reminder of the ephemeral nature of power and the enduring power of ideas. Sleep now, and let the waves of slumber carry you away. Now, let's drift gently back in time to explore the quiet beginnings of Atlantis' story. Imagine, if you will, the hushed libraries of ancient Greece, where Plato's words, whispered from scroll to scroll, first introduced the island kingdom to the world. It wasn't an immediate sensation, you see, not a roaring wildfire, but a slow ember glowing faintly within the larger tales of power and civilization. At first, it remained nestled within Plato's philosophical dialogues, a thought experiment perhaps, more than a concrete reality. Over the centuries, that ember began to catch the wind. Writers and thinkers, captivated by the mystery, began to weave Atlantis into their own narratives, subtly at first, adding a detail here, a mention there. Sometimes it appeared as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fleeting nature of power and the dangers of unchecked ambition. Other times, it became a symbol of lost knowledge, a utopian society vanished beneath the waves, inspiring dreams of a perfected past. The image, though, remained fluid. Different authors painted their own versions, sometimes a technologically advanced civilization, at others, a land of magic and wonder. You might find it hinted at in a medieval manuscript, perhaps disguised within allegorical poetry. The details varied, but the core remained, the allure of a vanished world, rich in both promise and peril. It's fascinating to consider how this enigmatic island slowly seeped into the collective consciousness, its legend quietly growing, passed down through generations. each storyteller adding their own brushstroke to the ever-evolving portrait. It wasn't a sudden explosion of fame, but a gentle unfolding, a slow, captivating ripple across centuries. The whispers grew louder, the mystery deeper, and the legend of Atlantis firmly took root in the imagination. Now, as you gently drift off to sleep, perhaps you'll dream of the island kingdom, its secrets whispered on the ocean breeze. Now, as the embers of our historical journey glow softly, let's consider the curious life of the Atlantis myth. Plato first whispered its tale, a shimmering island civilization swallowed by the sea, a cautionary legend woven into philosophical dialogues. For centuries, it remained a quiet echo in the halls of scholarship, a footnote to a larger conversation about ideal societies and the fleeting nature of power. But something changed. As the world shifted, as the Enlightenment gave way to Romanticism, the whispers grew louder. Atlantis, once a philosophical construct, began to take on a life of its own. The romantic fascination with lost civilizations, with buried treasures and hidden knowledge, fueled the flames of the myth. Writers and artists began to paint vibrant pictures of Atlantis, imagining its grandeur, its advanced technologies, its sophisticated culture. Jules Verne, a master of imaginative storytelling, subtly wove the legend into its narratives, adding to its allure. Suddenly, Atlantis wasn't just a story. It was an aspiration, a potent symbol of a utopian past, a world where technology and harmony lived side by side. This image resonated deeply, especially in the burgeoning age of industrialization. Perhaps, some thought, there was a simpler, more balanced way of life, a memory preserved in the ocean's depths. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw an explosion of popular interest. Atlantis appeared in novels, plays, and even early films, becoming a staple of adventure stories, often intertwined with daring expeditions and perilous searches for its lost secrets. And the fascination continues to this day. From comic books to video games, from fantasy novels to modern movies, Atlantis endures, a testament to the enduring power of a good story. Its very mystery, its unconfirmed existence, allows for endless interpretations and reinterpretations, a malleable legend that adapts to each generation's dreams and anxieties. So, as you drift off to sleep, let the gentle waves of the Atlantis myth lull you into peaceful slumber, a reminder that even the most elusive stories can capture our imaginations for centuries to come. Now, let's drift gently towards the whispers of lost civilizations, towards the tantalizing mystery of Atlantis. For centuries, the legend has captivated imaginations, sparking countless expeditions and archaeological searches. Picture, if you will, intrepid explorers setting sail, their ships cutting through the waves, guided by ancient texts and hopeful speculation. Some sought the legendary island in the vast Atlantic, scouring charts and consulting star maps, meticulously measuring ocean depths and analyzing underwater formations. They might have discovered intriguing underwater structures, perhaps remnants of ancient settlements or natural formations that fueled further speculation. But conclusive proof of Atlantis remained elusive, a shimmering mirage just beyond their reach. The search, however, was not without its successes, in a sense. These expeditions, though failing to unearth a sunken city, often yielded invaluable knowledge. They uncovered fascinating artifacts from other ancient cultures, revealing details about their daily lives, their beliefs, their connections to the wider world. Think of the painstaking work of meticulously documenting underwater caves, uncovering pottery shards, or charting previously unknown geological features. Each discovery, while perhaps not directly related to Atlantis, added another piece to the vast puzzle of human history. The disappointments, too, were often part of the learning process. Many expeditions returned empty-handed, their hopes dashed against the rocks of reality. The sheer scale of the ocean, the limitations of technology, the vagueness of ancient accounts, all contributed to the challenge. Yet, the very act of searching, of striving to understand the past, represents a triumph of human curiosity and persistence. Even failures, in their own way, shape our understanding of what's possible and impossible. And so, the legend of Atlantis continues to beckon, a quiet hum in the background of our collective consciousness, a reminder of the enduring power of myth and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Let this thought lull you into a peaceful slumber. The search continues, but for now, rest. Now, drift away with us to a land of ice and mystery, a continent shrouded in snow and secrets, Antarctica. Imagine, if you will, a time long before the ice, a time when the sun shone warmly on a land vastly different from the frozen wasteland we know today. Some believe that this warmer, fertile land was Atlantis, the legendary lost city. The theory suggests that a cataclysmic event, perhaps a shift in the Earth's axis or a massive meteor impact, caused the continent to shift, plunging it into the icy grip of the South Pole. Proponents point to curious anomalies, maps predating modern exploration that depict a landmass in the Antarctic region free of ice, strangely accurate for a time when such knowledge seems impossible. Some interpret unusual geological formations and the presence of certain unusual plant fossils as further evidence of a once temperate climate. They envision a thriving civilization, skilled in advanced technologies, existing on this now frozen land. Perhaps the advanced engineering skills of the Atlanteans even enabled them to partially adapt to the changing climate. But eventually, the relentless ice won out. However, the evidence against this theory is substantial. The maps cited often contain inaccuracies in other regions, suggesting the depictions of Antarctica might be coincidental or interpretations of existing geographical knowledge, rather than direct observation of an ice-free continent. The geological evidence, while intriguing, is open to multiple explanations, and the plant fossils could just be evidence of plants that flourished before the Ice Age, not necessarily proof of a highly advanced civilization. The sheer scale of such a geographical shift needed to make the theory plausible also raises significant challenges. And so, the mystery of Atlantis's potential location in Antarctica remains. It's a captivating idea, a whisper in the wind across the icy plains, a comforting thought as you drift off to sleep, wondering about the mysteries held fast in the frozen heart of our planet. Let the gentle sound of the wind carry you away into peaceful slumber. Now, as the waves of sleep begin to gently wash over you, let's drift further into the mystery of Atlantis. We've explored some prominent theories, but the search for this lost island kingdom, remember, is a journey of endless possibility. So, let's consider other potential homes for Atlantis, other whispers in the ancient wind. The Azores, a beautiful chain of volcanic islands rising from the mid-Atlantic, have long captivated the imaginations of Atlantologists. Their volcanic nature, the very shape of the archipelago, some say, echoes Plato's description. Imagine, if you will, the powerful eruptions that shaped these islands, the slow, patient work of the ocean carving their shores. Could these volcanic peaks be the remnants of a much larger landmass? The geological evidence, however, is complex and debated. While the volcanic activity certainly supports the notion of a once larger land area, proving a direct link to Plato's mythical civilization requires more than just geological similarities. Then there are the whispers from the Mediterranean. Some researchers have pointed to the island of Thera, modern-day Santorini, its cataclysmic volcanic eruption potentially inspiring the story of Atlantis. The sheer power of that eruption, the destruction of a thriving Minoan civilization, certainly fits the scale of devastation described in Plato's account. Yet, again, the details don't perfectly align. Did Plato's description rely more on a framework of metaphorical destruction, a warning rather than a precise historical record? Perhaps the truth is even more elusive, lost to the sands of time, swallowed by the sea. Maybe Atlantis was not a single island, but a collection of islands, a network of settlements spanning a vast area, a culture woven into the very fabric of the ancient world, now only hinted at in faded myths and scattered fragments of pottery. Let these thoughts gently lull you as we continue our search for Atlantis, a journey not of definitive answers, but of fascinating possibilities. Each theory a gentle ripple in the ocean of time. Let the quiet rhythm of the waves carry you away, drifting, sleeping, dreaming. Now, as the waves of sleep begin to wash over you, let's drift to a place both real and imagined, Atlantis. We've journeyed through its possible historical roots, but its true power lies in the stories it inspires. Imagine, if you will, the countless tales spun about this lost city, a shimmering jewel swallowed by the sea. In the pages of novels, Atlantis takes on many forms. Sometimes it's a utopia, a technologically advanced civilization far beyond our own, a paradise lost to the greed and folly of its inhabitants. In other stories, it's a dark and mysterious place, a realm of forgotten magic and ancient evils, a warning against unchecked power. Picture Jules Verne's adventurous spirit bringing it to life, or perhaps the chilling mystery woven into its depiction by other authors. Each writer paints a different picture, adding their own brushstrokes to the legend. And then there's the silver screen. Atlantis has graced countless films, from silent epics to modern CGI extravaganzas. Think of the grandeur of its underwater palaces, the shimmering scales of its mythical creatures, the sheer scale of its imagined structures. Sometimes it's a place of wonder and discovery, a beacon of hope in a dark world, offering glimpses of advanced technologies or even forgotten philosophies. Other times, it appears as a looming threat, an ancient force awakening from its slumber, ready to reshape the world in its own image. These fictional portrayals, diverse as they are, share a common thread. They reflect our own hopes and anxieties. They tell us what we dream of finding: progress, peace, a higher understanding, and what we fear: destruction, unchecked ambition, the unknown depths of our own potential. So as you drift off, let the image of Atlantis, however you imagine it, settle gently in your mind. Let its mystery lull you to sleep, a whisper of wonder in the quiet of the night. Its legend, after all, lives on, not just in history, but in the dreams we weave and the stories we tell. Now, as the embers of the day fade, let's drift into the intriguing mystery of Atlantis. Imagine, if you will, a civilization far beyond our own, a place whispered about in ancient texts, a society brimming with ingenuity and harmony. That's the Atlantis that lives in our collective imagination, a utopia lost to the waves. This image, this symbol of Atlantis, resonates deeply. It's not simply a lost city, it's a potent metaphor. Think of the advanced technology often attributed to Atlantis: flying machines, powerful energy sources, sophisticated architecture. These aren't just fantastical elements. They represent the potential within humanity, the possibility of achieving remarkable feats of engineering and innovation. It speaks to our inherent desire to progress, to push the boundaries of what's possible. But Atlantis's symbolism extends beyond technological prowess. It's equally, perhaps more importantly, a representation of a harmonious society. The accounts often depict a unified populace, living in peace and prosperity, where knowledge and wisdom flourished. This idealized society, free from conflict and strife, taps into our deepest longing for a better world, a place where cooperation triumphs over conflict. We see in Atlantis a reflection of our hope for a more just and equitable future, a future where understanding and compassion prevail. This utopian ideal, however, is often juxtaposed with the narrative of Atlantis's sudden demise, swallowed by the sea. This tragic fall from grace serves as a warning, a reminder of the fragility of even the most advanced societies. It prompts reflection on the choices we make, the values we uphold, and the potential consequences of unchecked ambition or societal imbalance. Atlantis, therefore, is not just a symbol of progress and utopia, but also a cautionary tale, a reminder that even paradise can be lost. So let the gentle rhythm of these words carry you away as we continue our journey through history, guided by the whispers of the lost city. Let the enigma of Atlantis settle softly in your thoughts, a peaceful contemplation as you drift off to sleep. And so, the whispers of Atlantis continued, carried on the wind across centuries. As the world shifted, so too did our understanding of this lost island kingdom. No longer was Atlantis solely the realm of myth and legend. Scientists, with their tools and their theories, began to peer into its potential reality. Some have suggested geological shifts, cataclysmic events perhaps, that could have swallowed a landmass whole, leaving behind only faint traces in the deep ocean trenches. Imagine the slow, inexorable movement of the Earth's crust, a silent, powerful force capable of reshaping coastlines and burying entire civilizations beneath the waves. Others have proposed more subtle explanations. Perhaps Atlantis was not a single massive island, but a collection of settlements, coastal cities that fell victim to gradual erosion and rising sea levels. Picture small villages nestled amongst the cliffs and bays, slowly consumed by the encroaching tide, leaving behind only fragments of their existence. These are the quieter stories, the more gradual disappearances, less dramatic but equally convincing to some. The search itself has become a journey, a continuous investigation fueled by both scientific curiosity and a persistent sense of wonder. Sophisticated sonar technology, mapping the ocean floor with incredible precision, is revealing underwater landscapes, intriguing anomalies that spark fresh hypotheses. Deep-sea exploration, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance, continues to unveil mysteries in the depths. Each new discovery, no matter how small, whether a strange rock formation or a peculiar arrangement of sediment, adds another piece to the puzzle, a piece that might, one day, reveal the true story of Atlantis. The hunt for Atlantis is not just a hunt for a place, it's a hunt for a story that speaks to our fascination with vanished civilizations and the enduring power of human memory. A story that continues to unfold, one dive at a time, one discovery at a time, in the silent depths of the sea. Let the gentle rhythm of the waves lull you to sleep as the search continues. And so we drift towards the quiet hum of the ocean, a sound echoing the enduring mystery of Atlantis. For centuries, the whispered name has captivated minds, a shimmering city sunk beneath the waves, a legend woven into the tapestry of our collective dreams. Think of it, if you will, a civilization so advanced, so powerful, that its very disappearance became a myth, a haunting echo in the halls of time. Plato first introduced us to this lost paradise, his words painting a picture of unparalleled beauty and ingenuity. A utopian society, some say, where knowledge flourished and harmony reigned. Others whisper of a darker side, a hubris that led to its downfall, a warning etched in the very depths of the sea. But the truth remains elusive, a puzzle with pieces scattered across continents and centuries. The allure of Atlantis persists, not simply as a historical enigma, but as a reflection of our deepest desires. We yearn for a lost golden age, a time of effortless perfection, a world untouched by the complexities of our own. The legend serves as a blank canvas, onto which we project our own hopes and fears, our own longing for something more, something beyond the everyday. Each generation reinterprets the myth, weaving new threads into its ancient fabric. Writers and artists find inspiration in its sunken grandeur, imagining its architecture, its people, its daily life. The very act of searching, of piecing together the fragments of this shattered world, becomes a journey in itself, a testament to the human spirit's relentless pursuit of understanding. And perhaps that is the true magic of Atlantis. It isn't the city itself that holds us captive, but the enduring mystery, the endless possibilities, the space it creates for our own imaginations to wander free, lost in the gentle rhythm of the waves, just as we are now, drifting into the peaceful embrace of sleep. As the embers of our historical journey gently fade, let's take a quiet moment to reflect on the paths we've trod together. We began, if you remember, with the whisper of early civilizations, their slow, deliberate steps shaping the world around them. We saw how the development of tools, simple at first, became increasingly complex, mirroring the growth of human ingenuity. Think back to those ingenious irrigation systems, the monumental structures that rose from the earth, testaments to collaborative effort and shared dreams. These weren't just feats of engineering, they were stories etched in stone and mud, echoing with the hopes and anxieties of people long gone. Then we journeyed through ages of empires, their rises and falls a recurring motif in the tapestry of time. We observed how power shifted, how ideas spread, sometimes like wildfire, sometimes as a slow, creeping vine. We saw the impact of trade, the exchange of goods and ideas, creating connections across vast distances. Remember the vibrant silks of the East, the spices that tantalized palates, the knowledge that traveled along ancient trade routes, enriching cultures far and wide. We glimpsed both the grandeur and the brutality, the moments of peace and the inevitable conflicts, the constant push and pull that has shaped the human experience. And as we continued our travels through time, we encountered revolutions, both violent and peaceful. We explored the power of ideas, how a single spark could ignite a conflagration, transforming societies and altering the course of history. We discussed the slow, patient work of social progress, the long and often arduous struggle for equality and justice. We saw the impact of technological advancements, their ability to both elevate and challenge humanity, to bring people closer together, yet also to create new divides. Finally, we arrived at the present day, standing at the confluence of all that has come before. It's a complex, multifaceted world, a legacy of those who came before us, their choices and their struggles shaping the world we inhabit. Remember that even in the quietest moments, history is unfolding, continuing its ceaseless flow, carrying us ever forward into the unknown future. Let these thoughts drift through your mind as you gently drift off to sleep. The waves you see, they whisper secrets to the shore. Each ripple a tiny echo of a story lost to time, a story some say belongs to Atlantis. Imagine, if you will, a city shimmering beneath the sun, its white buildings reflecting the light like 1,000 scattered diamonds across the azure sea. A city so advanced, so magnificent, that its existence now seems like a dream, a half-remembered tale from a time before time. Perhaps, as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the Atlanteans themselves still linger, their spirits carried on the gentle evening breeze. Do they watch us from some hidden realm, their eyes mirroring the deep ocean's mystery? We may never know for sure. The ocean keeps its secrets well, guarding them with the weight of its ancient waters. The salty air carries the scent of distant lands, a faint perfume of the past. Could that be the scent of Atlantis, carried on currents across the millennia? A faint, almost imperceptible fragrance of a civilization that vanished without a trace, leaving only whispers and legends in its wake. These stories, these riddles, they lull you toward slumber, a gentle embrace of the unknown. Let the mystery of Atlantis cradle you into a peaceful sleep. The unanswered questions, the uncharted depths, the lost city, all become a soothing background hum, a quiet melody for your dreams. Feel the weight of the ocean's secrets settle upon you, a calming blanket of the unknown. Let the rhythmic sounds of the waves, a soft symphony of the sea, wash over you, carrying away any worries or anxieties. Drift now gently into the quiet embrace of sleep. The enigma of Atlantis remains, a silent guardian of your peaceful slumber. Let your mind wander through the depths, exploring the possibilities, the untold tales, the whispered secrets. And as you fall asleep, perhaps, just perhaps, you will glimpse a fleeting vision of a city lost to time, a city shimmering beneath the waves, a city waiting to be rediscovered in your dreams. Sleep now, and let the ocean's secrets keep you safe.